There's one key thing that I have observed every elite level shooter do, and I swear that if I get better at this, my scores will go up, my placements will go up, literally everything will improve. The best part is it's not a piece of gear. Sure as shit isn't the MDT Senate level, but it is something that you and I can learn to take advantage of so that hopefully one day we can hang with these elite level shooters. To start kind of building the picture of what this thing is, I want you to think back to when you learned how to drive. You just got your learner's permit and you're constantly thinking about how much brake you need, how much gas you need, turn signals, shifting, and all of those things that you're thinking about in the car are being compounded by all the things that are happening on the street around you. Fast forward 5, 10, 15 years, maybe more for some of you dinosaurs, and you're in the car, you've got a burger in one hand, you're texting your phone in your other, you've got your knee holding the steering wheel, and you're shifting like you're Vin Diesel in the latest Fast and Furious movie. It just all clicks and you don't have to think about a single thing while you're driving. Now, while I don't endorse said activities, that is going to lay the groundwork for what this thing is that I think we can learn to take advantage of and what I think the pro shooters do. I wasn't the first person to come up with this, but it has been stuck in my head for a long time, and I actually came across a good name for this thing while I was reading the book Atomic Habits. In chapter 11, the author, James Clear, refers to this thing as automaticity. Reading from the book, to quote Clear, he says, "Automaticity is the ability to perform a behavior without thinking about each step, which occurs when the non-conscious mind takes over." This really is the core principle of what I think all pro level shooters, elite level shooters do, whether they realize they're doing it or not. This is the thing that they have that allows them to perform at such a high level. As an aside, you should read this book. If you stop this video right now and you never watch another one of my videos again because you read this book, I promise you will learn more reading this book than you will from watching any video I have posted and any video I will post. Okay, so we have this 30,000 foot view of this thing called automaticity. But what does that mean for us, the not pro shooters? What does it mean in a PRS context, and why should it change my life? The easiest way I can begin to describe this is by putting things in two camps. We have internal problems and external problems. And this is kind of like internal and external ballistics. Internal problems are all the things that happen in here, and external problems are all the things that happen out there on the range. And the problem is we can only handle focusing on a certain number, a limited number of internal and external problems at the same time. So let's think of our capacity for conscious effort or conscious thought as a resource and assume that we only have a limited amount of it to spend during a 2-minute PRS stage. For us average, not pro shooters, we have to decide what to spend that resource on. And even if we give a very generous amount of 50-50 split between our internal problems and our external problems, that's all we have to give, is 50% of our effort goes to internal problems and 50% of our effort goes to external problems. Our internal problems can consist of bag placement, bipod height, recoil management, dope, and building positions. And there's plenty more things to include in that, but that's just a beginner list. Now, our external problems can consist of what the wind is doing primarily, what our bullets are doing in response to what the wind is doing, and then navigating complicated prop patterns or target patterns during a stage. So as average shooters, we are spending just as much time, if not more, of our limited resource, that is our conscious effort, on our internal problems and not on our external problems. And that is where I think the difference lies between the good shooters and the great shooters, or the mid-pack shooters and the top level shooters. When I watch elite level shooters shoot, I think what's happening is they are spending all of the limited resource that is their conscious effort on external problems and not internal problems. Imagine if all you had to worry about while you're shooting a stage is just what the wind is doing and what your bullet is doing. I think that is where the top shooters live, is only needing to be focused on what the wind is doing and what their bullet is doing, and maybe just navigating a complicated prop or target pattern. But how? How are they doing that? Well, the answer is in automaticity. Pro shooters, elite level shooters, are experts at applying the fundamentals of precision rifle shooting without conscious thought. Watching true pro level shooters is like watching Tiger Woods swing a golf club, just effortless. Their ability to manipulate the rifle system, to manage their data, and move their equipment without conscious effort completely frees up all of their mental focus to being dedicated to external problems. I truly believe that that is what all high level shooters do. That's what pro top competitors in the PRS do. And anybody in a competitive discipline, the best of the best, that is what they do that can set them apart from the rest of the field. So again, what does that mean for us not pro shooters, right? The people like you and me, the people who are not super good at shooting, that are just trying to get better. Well, the answer is not that sexy, but it is in practice. In the process of earning my first and second degree black belt, it was said to me that black belts are just masters of the basics. And so I think that is what we need to be in order to improve, masters of the basics. It isn't all that sexy to work on fundamentals at 100 yards. It isn't all that sexy to dry fire. And it isn't really all that sexy to do build and breaks until your shooting bag rips. But I do think that is what it takes to become one of the elite top level shooters. Behind every elite level shooter, I think, is tens of thousands of rounds of practice. It's hundreds of thousands of reps at dry fire. So much so that shooting a rifle for these guys is like an extension of their own body. So, in order for us to get to that level, I think our goal needs to be making the conscious unconscious. It's practicing the fundamentals, developing those skills, and ingraining them into our body so that we can move efficiently, we can manage our dope without thinking, and we can build positions like we've done it 1,000 times before. I don't want any of my limited resource that is my conscious thought to be taken up by things on a stage that should be second nature. The reality is we've got enough problems to solve already. No two stages are the same. Even if you did shoot the same stage multiple times, you'd have different wind every single time. And so I want as much of my conscious effort, my conscious thought to be focused on what is happening downrange, those external problems like I mentioned before. So that's what I want my 2026 to look like. I want to be focusing on things that build those foundational skills, that ingrain them in me so that when I'm shooting stages, all of those things happen like they're second nature, like my rifle is an extension of myself, and I can be completely focused on what is happening downrange, what the wind is doing, what my bullets are doing, and if I need to, being focused on which targets got to shoot in what order. So I know that was a little high level concept video, not something that I do very often, but I hope it helps you guys better understand what I think makes the pro level shooters pro level shooters. It's what makes them really good. And if I can encourage you guys to do anything, if you guys are shooting matches regularly or semi regularly, I would encourage you to hop in a squad with the best shooters you can find. You will learn so much from watching pro shooters shoot. I can't tell you how many times I've been on a stage and I went first or second, and then I watched someone else do the stage after me, and their process was better. The way they set up on the positions was better. The way they read and interpreted the stage brief was better. And I'm like, man, I wish I would have waited till they gone, or I wish they would have gone first because their idea was better than my idea. So shoot with good shooters. Shoot with people who are better than you. More often than not, these guys are just great people who want to see everybody improve, who want you to have a good time and hit targets. So not only will you learn so much just by watching them, I guarantee you can have a conversation with them and learn even more in those small conversations between stages. So thank you guys for watching the video today. As always, I want to be a good steward of your time. And so I just thank you for getting this far in the video. You don't have to do anything else. I'm just happy that you're here. So thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video.